And as you can see, I'm only with the controller right here, and here's the box. I open the box, and then if I press triangle, I can move, and I can still like loot the box. I can pick up some different thing. To begin with, you have to have Steam to do it like I did it. I used to play, or I played most of my time Apex on keyboard and mouse. But recently, 3 months ago, I started playing controller, and I found out that I couldn't really like loot boxes while moving and doing a couple of other things. So I tried to find out by myself how I could do it, because most of YouTube videos I watched or others tutorials I tried to find didn't really explain it very well, or didn't explain it at all, or I didn't like how they did it. So this is how I did it. You guys can try it out and see if it works for you. You need Steam to do this like I did it. If you don't have it, then this is not the tutorial for you guys. You go on library here on top, you choose Apex Legends, controller configuration, and we're gonna change this and this with mode swifting. Mode swifting means that when you press one key and keep pressing that key, other keys behave differently. And the key we're gonna use for that, or I suggest you guys to use for that, will be the right R1 or right bumper as they call it on Steam. For me, I use triangle. It's because I play claw grip and I have a lot of other things. I don't recommend you to use triangle if you don't change other things, because otherwise it will be a mess. So I recommend you to always use R1 in the mode swifting button. So you're gonna press here on joystick move, mode swifting. Here you'll put R1. I have triangle. Then click action, scroll wheel down, binding, scroll wheel down, like this. Hold to repeat on, repeat rate, like this, it's okay. And yeah, joystick mouse, mode swifting. Sensitivity, you can play around more or less, depends on how much sensitivity you want your mouse to be on in-game when you are pressing the R1, like looting boxes, okay? Next up, we'll change the movement bind. You'll press joystick move, again mode swifting, you put R1 on this one. I suggest, the reason why I suggest you guys to use R1 is because usually it's the ping button, and you either press it once or you press it 2 times to ping enemy. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can use any other key that you feel comfortable to keep pressing and it doesn't mess you up, to activate these other inputs. I think this one, R1, is probably the best for most of people. So R1 here, style of input, directional pad, WASD. So you just press W. This should be already like this, but you can check it out. I don't remember how it was. WASD is how you put it. Directional pad, mode swifting, W, action, scroll wheel up, right here. If it's too fast, guys, feel free to go back. For some people it's too fast, for some people it's too slow, but you can always go back if it's too fast. Hold to repeat on, repeat rate, okay, like this. Now this is set up. It's not here, guys, this is important. When you press on the thing to change, don't change don't change here. You have to first press mode swifting, and when you press now you change here, because it can be that you mess up and then you don't understand what happened, because it happened to me. You press here and you don't directly change here, you change mode swifting and now you change, okay? On the mode swifting button, style of input, just like that, okay? Now we already have this one set up. You go here on top, mode swifting again, button R1 for you guys, which is the right bumper. It's right here, and soft pull action, left mouse. I have trigger stoppers, that's why I have soft pull action. But if you don't have trigger stoppers, it also works with full pull action. But soft pull action will work for either way, so just put soft pull action, soft pull point on the minimum. You don't really need to have it on minimum, it should work right here, but on minimum for sure works. So just put it on the minimum and back. Then on the left trigger you also do the same, mode swifting, mode swift button, again R1 or right bumper, right here, soft pull action, right mouse, soft pull point on the minimum, back. Right, so now we already have these four. Alright, with this you already have the movement and the selection right here to be able to move and select your items in the boxes. Scroll wheel down and up will be your R1 or R3 and L3. Scroll wheel down, scroll wheel up. And other things that people look forward is like tab strafing. For tab strafing you choose the key you want to tab strafe on. For me it's this one, the touchpad, and actually this one. Then you choose single button, press binding W, hold to repeat on, and put it on maximum. There's people that do it with W and A together, then they have it like two tap strafe buttons, to tap strafe like to the right or to the left, but I did like I copied how keyboard and mouse behaves because I'm used to play keyboard and mouse, so that's how I did it. And other things you could do as well is for like wall jumping. You can go on your jump button. For me is again the right R1, but for most of people would be X. But you go on your jump button and then you put all to repeat on and repeat rate at maximum. This is really good for if you wanna do super jumps on zip lines. For instance, you straight up run into a zip line, grab it and keep pressing your jump button, you will super jump. Then you can do these crazy 180s shots on the zip lines. Or if you wanna bunny hop, it's also good, just keep pressing on it and it's like jumping. And also works for wall jumps, because as soon as you are in touch with the wall, if you keep pressing it, you will straight up wall jump. That's how I set it up. Right here, all to repeat on, repeat rate on maximum. It's that easy. Other things you also can do would be like corded presses and things like this, but you have to remember, if you change any button here, like for instance I changed my triangle to number 3, it's not the triangle anymore. So if I have like triangle to holster weapon in game, then when I press triangle it will not holster weapon, it will behave like this. And if you change something, I recommend you to change thing by thing and go around testing it, or save it on a different save here on Steam. But test it out because it takes time. For instance, to have the settings like I have, it's like it was a lot of testing, and I definitely don't recommend you to copy this. Don't copy this because it's different. I mean, what I recommended, yes, before, but don't copy all of these buttons that I have here because they are very specific for me. They are like something that I test around and I like it like that. So other things you can do is corded presses. I don't like double press, I don't like long press, because for me they don't react good. Like I feel they wait for me to double press if I want to use the single press then after, or the long press. I don't like it, but the corded press I like, which is this. And when you select any corded press, basically what it means is that you choose which bind I want. This for instance is my heat shield, I have it on V. I press here and then I choose with which button I want to press it together. So I press triangle and the left pad click together will react as V. And you can do many things with that. For instance, I have like inspect, many other things I have here with corded presses and things like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this part of the video. I'm gonna show you guys in game how a couple of these things look, and yeah, that's it. Alright, so I'm here on the firing range to show you a little bit of what I talked about, like super jumps on the zip lines. The movement tech I'm not gonna explain too much. It's like something you definitely can find on another YouTube videos, but just showing you how it works and that it works for me with a repeat rate on the jump. It's also good for bunny hopping like this, or for wall bouncing. It's also nice to use it if you don't mess it up like that. With the top strafe, it's also really useful for turning corners or just making people have more difficulty hitting you, or while jumping on 90 degrees angles. It's really useful as well. And on the menus, as you can see, it's normal controller, and once I press, for me, triangle, it changes. Now here's the mouse. I'm obviously not using the mouse, I'm using the controller still, but I'm pressing triangle. I keep pressing triangle, and this is what happens. If you guys set up with the right bumper like I suggested, that should work as well. You keep pressing the right bumper and this will become the mouse, and your left analog stick, as you can see, I can move like this. Then you can press your right bumper to select things. You pull them to the side to drop, or you just press the left bumper to drop them. Works as well. Feel free to comment and ask me anything on the comments below if you have any questions. I'll try to answer, and yeah, hope it was helpful for you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one.